from Hollywood. The Jack Benny Program.
Miss Gordon, would you come in here a minute, please?
Yes, Mr. Benny?
Miss Gordon, I'm looking for a large envelope that came in the mail yesterday. It was a big brown one. Did you take it off my desk?
Oh, yes, I did. Why?
Well, look, on this envelope, there were 3 stamps, and the canceling machine missed one of them.
Oh, gee, now you've spoiled the surprise.
What surprise?
I saw that stamp, too, and I was going to give it to you for your birthday.
Oh, stop with the jokes, will you? And look, now, while you're here, help me clean out this desk. The drawers are a mess.
Surely.
Now, here, we certainly don't need these papers
right.
here. And these either.
All right.
And here, take this with you, too. Had this, I don't know how long.
Oh, what's this?
This is Dennis Day's contract.
All right.
And look at, and here's some mail.
Just a minute. I'll get it in a minute.
Let's see.
Oh,
What are you doing? What are you trying to do?
it's so stuffy in here.
Well, I'll help you with that.
Oh.
Hey, look, Miss Gordon, this window's been stuck for over a month. Now, let's have it fixed, will you?
All right.
Now, let's finish what we started. Here, we won't need these papers. Here's some fan mail you can put in your outer office. I don't want that anymore. And I don't want this either. This. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I forgot all about this.
What is it, Mr. Benny?
What is it? It's only the greatest song ever written.
Really? Who wrote it?
I did.
Gee, I never knew you wrote a song.
Yeah, it was about 15 years ago. Gee, I remember I was on radio at the time, and one night I was in bed. I couldn't sleep, you know, and I was just tossing around, so I got this inspiration. I went over to the piano. It took me about 10 or 15 minutes, and I got this whole idea for this song. Oh, it's a beautiful ballad, you know. It's all about a girl breaking up with her fella and everything, and it's a torch song, you know.
What's the title of it?
The title is When You Say I Beg Your Pardon, Then I'll Come Back to You.
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you.
Yeah, gosh. I don't know, they don't write titles like that anymore.
They never did.
Thank you. But you know, this title tells the whole story, and it's a beautiful lyric. Gee, I hope I can remember the melody. Wait till I sing this to you. It's just beautiful. Now listen to this. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return. Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano. For you, my...
Mr. Benny.
For you, my heart...
Wait a minute.
What?
Mr. Benny, the swallows from Serrano?
Yes, Serrano. That's a small town in Italy. See, I had to get a town, you know, that rhymed with Capistrano.
Yes, but how can the swallows fly all the way from Italy back to Capistrano?
Well, I don't know. I couldn't have them come from Stockton or Pismo Beach. Now, listen. I want you to hear the finish of this. The finish of this is just beautiful. When you say that you are sorry, then I will understand. Neath the harvest moon, we'll pledge our love anew. So my... Will you get this part? Oh, this part. So my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started. And sweetheart...
Whence?
Yes, whence. That's a poetic form of the word where. Whence. Now get this finished. Come here. So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started. And, sweetheart, then I'll come back to you.
Well, I'll say one thing for the song. If it does nothing more than open windows, it's worth it.
Yeah, well, that was just a coincidence, you know. Say, do me a favor, will you?
Yes.
Now, I've only got one copy, and I need about 6 more, so will you fix them up after lunch?
Well, Mr. Benny, if you don't mind, I'd rather do it before I eat.
Good. The sooner the better. Yes. Go right ahead.
Mr. Benny's office. Oh, yes, just a minute. It's your director.
Oh. Yeah, Freddie. What do you want? No, I haven't been able to get a clearance yet, but I've asked Dmitri Tiomkin to come over to my house tonight. You know, he lives right close by, and I'm sure I'll get a clearance then. Yeah. Okay, so long.
Is something wrong?
No, but you know, in a few weeks, we're going to do a Western sketch, you see, and I wanted to get the music from High Noon to use as our background. And naturally, I thought the best thing to do would be to get permission from the man who wrote it, Dmitri Tiomkin.
Oh, he's a great composer.
Oh, great. Are you kidding? One of the greatest composers and one of the greatest arrangers in show business. And oh, for heaven's sakes, why didn't I think of it?
Think of what?
That's all my song needs. A Dmitri Tiomkin arrangement. It'll be great. My song will finally be a hit.
Do you think he'll do it?
Oh, he'll love the opportunity. I know he will. Gee, I hate to do this to Cole Porter, but after all, Dmitri is a neighbor, you know. I'm going to ask him anyway when he gets here. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. Hello, Rochester.
Oh, hello, boss. How did everything go at the office?
Oh, just wonderful. And look what I found while I was rummaging through my desk. Do you remember a song that I wrote about 15 years ago called When You Say I Beg Your Pardon, Then I'll Come Back to You?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm going to revive it.
You're gonna what?
You heard me. I'm going to revive it.
I don't think you can. That song went down for the 4th time.
All right, look, I know when I wrote it, maybe I had nothing then. I might have been way ahead of my time. But I'll prove it to you when Dmitri Tiomkin gets here.
Dmitri to whom, Ken?
Tiomkin. He's only the man that wrote the most wonderful tunes for pictures like The High and the Mighty, Friendly Persuasion, The Alamo, High Noon, and The Guns of Navarone. He wrote all of those. And even though he's coming here for something else, I'm going to ask... Hey, maybe that's him now.
No, boss. That's the back door.
Oh. Gee, wouldn't it be wonderful if Mr. Tiomkin liked my song? Gosh, he might even write a picture about it.
Mr. Benny.
Yes?
These gentlemen said you sent for them.
We're from the McNulty Locksmith Company.
Oh, yes. Yes, look, I lost the keys to my vault, and I can't get in it.
That's all right. Show us where it is. If we can't open it, nobody can.
You said it. Okay, right this way.
We got work to do, Charlie.
Wait a minute, what's that?
Not that way. Excuse me, mister. He's a new man in the job, and I gotta break him of some old personal habits. Now, please show me where the vault is and what's wrong with it.
All right, just 1 second.
Yeah. Hey.
Now, you go right through here and go right down those steps, you see. It's a long ways, and when you come to the barbed wire fence, turn right. Well, they're halfway. Hey, say, fellas, when you get to the moat, pull the switch and the drawbridge will come down. Now, be careful of the alligator. Maybe I'd better go down there and lead them through the minefield.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Wilson.
Well, how are you, Rochester?
When I heard the bell ring, I thought it was Dmitri Tiomkin.
Dmitri Tiomkin? What's he coming here for?
Oh, he's coming here to talk to me about Mr. Benny, and while he's here, Mr. Benny's going to ask you to make an arrangement of a song he wrote.
Oh, Mr. Benny wrote a song?
About 15 years ago. It's called, When You Say I Beg Your Pardon, Then I'll Come Back to You.
Yeah, that's a pretty corny title. Is the song any good?
I'll say we haven't had a fly in the house since he wrote it.
Oh, hello, Don.
Oh, hello, Jack. Rochester was just telling me you're thinking of reviving a song you wrote.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, Don. I wrote a song about 15 years ago. And it's beautiful. It's a ballad. You know, it's sort of a torch song. And it's the most beautiful ballad you've ever heard. Wait, I want you to hear the lyrics of it in case you forgot. It's just, you know, it's one of those songs that's, it's called When You Say I Beg Your Pardon, Then I'll Come Back to You. I want you to hear it. Listen to it.
All right.
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return. Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano. For you, my heart will...
Jack, just a minute. Serrano?
Yes, Serrano. That's a town in Italy, you see? And I had to make it rhyme with Capistrano.
But look, Jack, how can the swallows fly all the way back from there?
Well, Don, I'll prove to you that it's not impossible. Now, you'll admit, Serrano is near Milan.
That's right, yeah.
And Milan is very close to Venice, right? Venice is right near Santa Monica. I can fly from Santa Monica to Capistrano. Oh, shut up. Wait a minute, what's going on?
Look, mister, we can't work with this down there. She makes us nervous.
Well, put her in the yard, then.
Okay, watch it, Johnny.
Don't put her in the wishing well. She eats the penny.
Jack, what in the world?
Don, stop picking on every line of the song. Let me finish it so you'll get the whole effect.
All right,
now
Jack,
get this finished. When you tell me that you're sorry, then I will understand. Neath the harvest moon, we'll pledge our love anew. Our love anew. Get this finished. So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started.
Whence?
Yes, whence. That's a poetic form of the word where. Whence.
Well, I know that, Jack, and I'm sorry, but continue.
I'm not going to continue. You would know a good song if you heard it anyway. You just came here to bother me. Now, get out.
Right, then I'll go.
Go. No, he's wasting a good song on you.
Hey, mister, if this heavy equipment don't work, nothing will.
Well, all right. Here. Now, be careful. Don't scratch it.
I won't scratch it. We're doing the best we can, mister.
I'll get it, Rochester. Mr. Tiomkin! How are you? I'm so glad to see you. And look what a beautiful dog.
Shake hands with Mr. Baby.
Come on, shake hands. Shake
Please,
hands,
don't
baby.
be
Come on.
scared.
There. Oh, what a... Come in, sit down, Mr. Tiomkin. Sit down. Make yourself at home.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you got here. I really am.
Thank you.
Sit down. There.
Well, now, Jack, you wanted to talk to me about something.
Yes. You know, in a few weeks from now, we are going to do a Western sketch. and I wanted to get permission to do your song, High Noon, for the background.
Well, Jack, of course it is all right. That's all what you want to talk to me about?
Well, no, there was something else. First, can I get you something to eat?
No, Jack. Thank you very much. Nothing for me, but maybe something for Irving.
Oh, for Irving? Oh, Rochester,
Yes, boss?
have we any bones in the refrigerator?
Uh-huh. 2 of them.
Well, bring one in.
Yours or mine?
Never mind, I'll get it myself.
Please don't bother. Now, what is the other thing what you like to speak to me about?
Well, look, Mr. Tiomkin, you know, you've written such wonderful music, such beautiful music, for all these pictures and everything. And I wrote a song, you see, and it would merely mean a Dmitri Tiomkin arrangement to make it a hit.
I never know, Mr. Benny, that you were composer. That's really big surprise for me.
Well, I must admit, it's the first song I've ever written.
But you see, sometimes first thing are the best thing.
They are, sometimes, yes. Yes, I have it right here. I must, this is a beautiful number, really. It's a romantic ballad. It's about a fella who broke up with his girl, you see. It's called, When You Say I Beg Your Pardon, Then I'll Come Back to You.
That's a title?
Yeah.
Well, I say one thing. You didn't steal it.
No, I wrote the words and music. All by myself, all of it. Now, listen to these lyrics, and I'm sure when you hear it, you'll want to make an arrangement. You really will. Now, sit there and listen.
I'm sitting, I'm listening. Aren't we, Irving?
Now, listen. Listen to this, Dmitri. I'll call you Dmitri. When you say, I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return. Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano. For you.
What? Serrano?
Yes, that's a town in Italy.
But how can the swallows fly all the way from there?
If a man can wade through a swamp yelling Chloe, I can have a swallow make one lousy trip from Italy. Now, look, just sit there and listen to the finish of this. I'm sure you'll love this song. Listen. Now, listen to the finish. When you say that you are sorry, then I will understand. The harvest moon will pledge our love anew, our love anew. And though, my darling, though we parted, come back to where we started.
Just a moment, Jack. Just a moment.
I said where. I said where.
If you're going to be a songwriter, at least think like one. I would have said, to whence we started.
How do you like that? I was right all the time.
Okay, Jack, go ahead. Irving likes to hear the finish.
All right, now here's the finish. So, my darling, though we parted, come back to whence we started. And, sweetheart, then I'll come back to you. Now, Dmitri, as one composer to another, what do you think of that song?
Well...
Now, look, I don't care. You won't hurt my feelings.
You really like me to tell you?
I want you to tell me you won't hurt me.
Well, okay. Irving, leave the room.
Dmitri, why did you send the dog out of the room?
Because if I will tell you what I think about your songs, you will hit me and he'll bite you.
I'll admit that the words weren't exactly right. The melody's important, and the main thing, you got to have an arrangement with one of your arrangements.
But, Jack, you must, in order to make a really great arrangement, you have to have, from start, something to work it. For instance, when I was start to work on High Noon, you see...
Oh, High Noon, High Noon. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, how can you compare that? How can you compare that to a song like When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you.
You're quite right. There is no comparison.
Of course there isn't. Now look, I know the way I sing it, it doesn't sound like anything. When you know the melody, you'll want to make it arranged. I'll tell you what, I'll play the violin for you. And then, now just sit down and let me play it on the violin, and then you'll know what I mean. Now listen carefully. Then you'll get the whole melody, right?
Dimitri, this is the outfit. Hey, mister. What? Look, if this electric grill doesn't work, I'm going to have to blast.
Well, don't blast.
Look, it's the only thing we can do.
Well, try and use the saw.
Well, I got to get the thing open, don't I?
Oh, all right. Oh, there you are.
What happened?
What happened? Well, you see, you went around in my circular bookcase here.
Oh, thank goodness. For a moment, I thought I blacked out.
No. Now, come over here and sit down over here. Sit right over here,
right.
and then I'll play the song
Thank
for
you.
Now, I want you to listen to the melody, because it's simply beautiful. Now listen.
Wait a moment, Judge.
What?
Wait a moment. You see, I was a violinist, too. You see...
You play the violin?
Yes, sir. And maybe I will get much better impression how your song will sound if you will keep your elbow up and your wrist firm. I'm sure you will improve your tone.
Oh, all right. I'll try it that way. Okay.
That's better.
That wasn't even me. Now listen, Dimitri, please, will you listen while I play this song? Just listen to it all the way through. You'll love it. Now read it.
Well, Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. I want to thank Mr. Dmitri Tiomkin for being my guest.
This has been a J&M production. And this is Don Wilson saying good night.